Welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Valda Harris, and I'll be leading this morning's meditation. Following the meditation, there'll be a little bit of a break until 10:30, and then there'll be some music, and then our service will begin. I hope you're having a wonderful morning already. All right, let's get started. I invite you to breathe in deeply several times through the nose and out through the mouth, as though through a straw, and for as long as each breath will go. We will begin by relaxing our body so we are free to explore our inner vistas. Imagine that your crown opening fully up to all the good, all the love, all the God that is flowing through, to, in, and as us all the time. As it centers down in through the top of our head, notice your scalp begin to relax as though being touched as through an elixir of light. This light flows and moves easily and slowly through the top of your head, into your forehead, the space behind your eyes, down through and over your cheeks, into your mouth area. You feel your jaw relax. Your entire neck is free. And it pushes down flows into your shoulders and down through your arms, right to your fingertips. Moves down through your back, relaxing with each breath, relaxing with each entrance of light to that part of you. Your entire chest cavity is breathing freely, easily, slowly, as the light moves down to your lower back, down to your hips, and where you are sitting comfortably. Now down through your thighs and your knees, into your calves and your ankles, to finally all the way to the tips of your toes and the soles of your feet. This light is moving now as a continuous flow through and as you, and it continues down to the core of the earth where it holds on, grounding you firmly and easily, securely, while you are able to feel that inner freedom. Enjoy this space for a few deep breaths. With each breath, feel love and light entering through every pore of your body. Feel it releasing and transforming anything other than this beautiful peace that may be held in the nooks and corners of our body, mind, and heart. Divine light on every breath effortlessly seeks and releases any and all tightness, discomfort, or pain. Each breath lightens and colors your body with an effervescent, incandescent glow, leaving only peace, ease, rest, and grace. As this light spirals down through and around your body, you feel and know the truth of you. Although you are dearly grounded to this beautiful planet, part of it connected to all that are on it, an expression of love and light and joy and peace, life. You are bound in your mind to an eternal freedom. You are aware of an eternal freedom. With a single strand, a spider web of light, you begin a voyage of discovery within yourself. A voyage of freedom, letting your own thought gently direct your path with unrestricted pleasure, intention, and flow. You're as light as a cloud, drifting on the breeze, and you gently direct your path through your own choosing. In the stillness, silently observe and just notice what enters your awareness. Stay unattached to any idea. Just notice. You are an infinite expression of divine and are now at an eternal, expanding, diverse, and beautiful buffet of I am. I am. I am. All is possible in this awareness. With unhurried, peaceful, and joyful expectation, you wait. What is freedom showing you? How is freedom guiding you? How is freedom expressing as you? The deeper inward you fly, the more expansive your inner horizon becomes. And you notice with a sense of wonder that this expression of you is infinite, eternal, a ribbon, a spark of love stemming from and connected to all that is. You are as expansive as the universe, at once a part of and free to express as the magnificent individual you are. This freedom is a voyage of discovery. It is an experience of awakening. It is eternal expansion and unfolding and becoming more and more of who you really are. Life pulses within you, and like one candle lit, in your mind's eye you touch the waiting wick of those closest to you, igniting light, love, and beauty into infinity. With this freedom that you are, allow well-being fill up all the spaces, all the particles, all the waves of your being. Peace, love, grace, light, wealth, life, health, faith, trust, peace. As we move into silence for the next few minutes, consider these words from Ernest Holmes. Even the Spirit does not seek to control us. It lets us alone to discover ourselves. On your own inner journey, open yourself to what you are discovering within. I invite you back to the space that you are in, gently allowing yourself to be aware of where you're sitting, the sounds in your environment. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're comfortable, to gently open your eyes. Even the Spirit does not seek to control us. It lets us alone to discover ourselves. Namaste.
Close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, the vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things that I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. Run away to a world that we deserve.
And the crowd goes wild. Woo-hoo! Good morning, everybody. It's so wonderful to almost see you. I feel you. Let me put it that way. Welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living. If you are new to the center, I'll introduce myself. I'm Pat Campbell, and I am the spiritual director of the center. And if you've never been to a Center for Spiritual Living, there's a few things you need to know. We are a faith tradition. We are a philosophy. I don't ever call us a religion because religion has so many connotations that we are not, because we're about freedom. We'll be talking about that in just a little while. But we are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. We recognize that there are 8 billion people on this planet, 8 billion sparks of the divine, 8 billion ways of being an expression of the universe, of spirit. So that can't just be one way to believe, one way to live, one way to walk through life. We are in a limitless universe, and we are part of that limitless universe. So wherever you are on your spiritual path, if you came to us from whatever faith tradition or no faith tradition, just know that you are absolutely welcome here. We're so pleased that you decided to spend your Sunday with us. A couple of things I want to tell you before we get into the crux of the service, and that is because we are live stream, we love comments. We love to read the comments. Sunday afternoon, I spend the afternoon looking at the comments and writing to people and everything, because we are still not meeting in person. And so it's really wonderful feedback. It's really wonderful energy. So please keep the comments coming. And if you're tuning in from someplace other than Southern Alberta, let us know where you're tuning in from. Even if you are tuning in from Southern Alberta, let us know where you're tuning in from. It's really nice to know that there are people watching from all over. It really, really makes us feel good to know that y'all are tuning in. It's pretty tremendous. So we're going to start out by singing what we call our Kong song. This is one of my faves, and we should do it more often. I'm too blessed to be stressed. So let's sing it together. It's got a good beat.
2, 3.
Or none.
I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. And I'm not gonna let it get me down. I'm not gonna let it push me over. Not gonna let it run me around, 'cause I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Doesn't matter what's on the news, 'cause you can't make my mind up for me. Ain't gonna hear me singing the blues. I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I am grateful for each breath I take. Yes, yes. I am grateful I am wide awake. Yes, yes. I am grateful for each passing day. Yes, yes. I'm grateful. I am grateful. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Oh yeah, I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed.
Woohoo! That's a fun one. I like that a lot. So let me tell you what is going on in the world. and what's going on here in the center? The answer is, I don't know yet. So we've been waiting for the word. So as you know, the province of Alberta is open. Open. And the city of Calgary still has a mask bylaw. And as long as there are a mask bylaw, we are not going to open the center, because that would also, if there's a mask bylaw, that means everybody has to wear masks, including the musicians and including me and including all of you. So here's what's happening. The city of Calgary, the city council is meeting tomorrow to make the decision about whether they are going to drop the mask bylaw or keep it going. So if they drop it, there's a good chance that we will be open next Sunday. If they do not drop it and have it go to the end of July, then we will open after that. If they don't drop it and have it go to the end of December, which is some of the talk that's going around, we're going to have to fall back and find another solution for us. But for right now, we are just waiting for the city council to make that vote so we can move forward. So what I'm going to ask you all to do a couple of things for us. Number one, have a good thought. Send a good thought, or even an email to your city council, depending on who your person is, and let them know what you feel about this and what you would like to see happen. Number two, just keep looking on social media and in your email, because once we know, we're going to make a giant blast out to the world to let you know that we are going to be opening. One thing I do need to tell you, when we open, it's going to be a soft opening, meaning that we're going to come together, but maybe not have all the services that we normally do. So we will not be having the fun day, our youth group quite yet. We won't be serving coffee quite yet. We just want to get the doors open and get people here before we start putting programs back in place. So just pay attention this week on social media. Check your emails, all that kind of stuff. Call the office if you want to know. We'll know after Tuesday. Okay. Did I miss anything, Valda? Did I pretty much get everything right? Okay. So that's what's going on the update of the center. Keep posted. That's the best I can tell you. Okay, but our ongoing groups are still happening. Those that are still happening. So on Wednesdays at noon, there is still Coffee with Dr. Pat. That's via Zoom. So if you want to come and join us, you are absolutely welcome. We do a little check-in. We do a little spiritual practice. It was designed just as a way of people coming together when we were in lockdown. And we love it so much, we're continuing with it. So everybody is welcome to that. And Sunday after service chat is taking place today and every Sunday right after service at noon. Go to our website to get the Zoom code and come join us. And we talk a little bit about the talk and people ask questions and stuff. It's just a nice way of kind of rounding out the day. So everybody is welcome to that as well. Both of those are on Zoom. When we go back in person, hopefully sooner than later, we will continue to do some of our programs on Zoom, some of them live. And for those of you who love the love stream, that will continue. Absolutely. You are part of us. We love you and appreciate you, all of you. And so the love stream will be continuing even when we are back in person. Okay, I think that's all I need to tell you about for today. So now we're going to go into our more sacred part of our service. When I say sacred, I don't mean somber. I mean sacred. This is our opportunity to put aside the business of the day and just come to that place of communing with the presence of the divine that is within each of us. So Amy is going to lead us in a beautiful chant. And then Valda, our licensed practitioner, will give us our spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. So just go within. I am dropping down
truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love.
There is one source, one infinite intelligence, one life, one love that is moving through, in, and as all that is. This intelligence, this life, this energy is everywhere present all at once. It is peace. It knows all. It is omnipotent, complete power. And this energy, this source, this first cause is whole and complete, and yet ever expanding in its expression of diversity. In eternal circles of love, grace, and peace. And I know that as I am a manifestation of it, that all that it is flowing to, through, in, and as me now. And as this is true for me, it is true for everyone. And I proclaim right here, right now, as we move into this new era, this new path, this new choice for our direction as we move forward, that we fully, each and every one of us, embraces with all the love that is as us, the simple pleasures and joys of holding our loved ones, of cuddling with a baby, of taking the hand of a stranger, and to see the love and the light in the eyes of a child. These are new orders of freedom for us. And although they are wonderful, and we are filled with gratitude for it, we know that there is a higher order of freedom that is within each and every one of us, expressing now fully as us, that knows the truth of peace, that bridges anything that looks unlike it, and reaches out with an eternal love, with ease, with grace. And I am so grateful for this truth. I release these words into law. I know they are done as spoken. And so it is.
I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping
Thank you, Valda, for that beautiful treatment, and to Amy and Steph for that wonderful chant. With our hearts open, after we do that, I just love that little ritual. And the other ritual that we have, we are very non-ritualistic, but we do have a few, is to say together as a community, as a spiritual community, our vision and mission statements. And we do this every week because it's so important, especially with us being together in mind, but not being together in person, to remind us of who we are and what we stand for. And so we're going to say our vision and mission statements together. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone. I love that beacon of spiritual illumination as we walk through life, just letting our love light, letting our heart light shine, being that beacon of spiritual illumination. That's who we are. And we state it every single week, so it must be true. And how we do that is through our mission statement. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. We use that term co-creation a couple of times because it's so important to understand that we are not doing this in a vacuum. We are not doing this all by ourselves. We are doing it not only as a community, but as a community of awakening people to their personal magnificence. And you're part of it, so thank you. So, you may have noticed that our shiny, pretty Oliver is not here. He is celebrating his wedding anniversary. I think it's 6th, isn't it? 6th wedding anniversary. And so we know that he's having a wonderful time, and we just know that. And please welcome Elevation, featuring Amy Bishop. Woohoo!
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there is air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender. Let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. me now and evermore. Now and
Amy Bishop, Steph Chapman, Luis Tovar, Lisa Jacobs, our house band Elevation. Yeah. I swear to God, when that girl opens up like that, Luis, could you get that for me? Thank you. When that girl opens up with that voice, it is transcendent. Transcendent. I'm a little speechless from it, and you know that doesn't happen very often. Okay. So would you breathe with me, please? This is something that we do every Sunday in person or on the love stream. As we breathe together, there's something about inspiring together that is so important. So just take in a breath and take it at your own pace. We're going to take 3 breaths, so that's 2 for me. And one more, let's do it together collectively. Yeah. My heart is just so open from that song, Loving Spirit Dwells in Me. This is my divinity, as within, so without. All I need is here and now. So a few years ago, right around this time, somebody wished me a happy national holiday week. And I didn't quite know what the person meant, and then I realized that what he was doing was wishing me a combination of Happy Canada Day, celebrating my adopted country, and also Happy Independence Day, celebrating my home country. And so I liked it. I thought that was pretty good. So here we go. Happy National Holiday Week. Woo! Yeah, the crowd goes wild. Ah! And I'm also aware that there are mixed feelings about celebrating Canada Day this year because of the tragic discoveries from the residential schools. And so I thought, in commemoration of that, and in commemoration and memory of those lives that were taken in such inhumane ways, that we would also have a moment of silence. So in whatever way that makes sense to you, let's just take a moment of silence. It is indeed a tragic legacy. And it's not the only legacy in this great country, because Canada is a great country. It offers more freedoms than many other countries, freedoms that Canadians kind of take for granted. And I can tell you this as somebody coming into this country, the healthcare system. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that there may be problems with the healthcare system, but I am telling you, it works. I don't share this with everybody, but when I was still in the States and I had turned 55, and my insurance that I was paying out of pocket was $950 a month. Let that sink in. $950 a month. So the fact that we have access to health care for anything that happens within our bodies, nobody's going to lose their home, nobody's going to lose their livelihood for having to pay medical bills, that is a freedom that I think is sometimes taken for granted. The fact that Canada has these wonderful social programs that truly do make a difference in people's lives. This multiculturalism that has been around in this country for so long, so the diversity that we get to enjoy and we get to give witness to here in this country, absolutely fabulous. For instance, I'm an immigrant. I am an immigrant. This is my first Canada Day as a permanent resident. I received my permanent residency, I know, on July 6th of last year. So I've been a permanent resident for a whole year. What do you think? Yeah. So as I said, July 4th of July, is also Independence Day in the United States. And this ideal of freedom is in many ways, it's in many of the principles and it's in many of the actual written documents of the states, including the Declaration of Independence, the signing of which is being celebrated today, July 4th, 1776. See, I know my American history. So, again, does the United States have some legacies of atrocities toward people? Yeah, it does. And unfortunately, if you look at the history of most nations, you're going to find that to be the case. So what I pray, what I affirm, what I know, what I claim, what I declare is that as a human race, we are waking up. And we are evolving out of the need to control and out of the need to gain power over people because maybe their religion is different, or maybe because their skin color is different, or maybe because their culture is different. That we just let people be who they are and celebrate who they are and the freedoms that they have. So today, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about freedom, but I want to talk about it from a metaphysical standpoint. Meta, meaning beyond physical. Metaphysical means beyond our five senses. Because our teaching, called the Science of Mind, is based on the idea of freedom. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, wrote this on the first page of the textbook. The divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God-ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. All instinctively feel this. The truth points to freedom under law. And so you know me, I'm such a wordsmith, right? I just love to look up words. I'm such a geek, I know. I literally look up words in the dictionary. So I did that with the word freedom. And here's what it came up with. Freedom. At liberty, not bound or constricted, unobstructed, clear, as in a clear path. The ability to exercise choice, free will, independent, not relying or depending on anyone or anything. Love those definitions, all of them. I guess because I love freedom. But the one I want to talk about today is this one. The ability to exercise choice, free will. Because our teaching is all about the ability to choose our thoughts, our actions, our reactions, and our attitudes. This free will thing is a blessing. And it's also a curse. I say that because having free will means that every time we choose, whether we're choosing a thought, an action, a reaction, or an attitude, we are setting in motion this law, a universal law of cause and effect. What goes around comes around. It is done unto you as you believe. This thing is always in motion. And so when we make a choice about anything, we are entering into an agreement with it, and it goes to work for it. Because it's a universal law, a spiritual law, it always works. That means when we choose well, then we get the effect that we like. When we choose less well, then the effect maybe doesn't please us too much. But the law, and when I'm talking about law, I'm talking about law with a capital L, the law doesn't care any more than the law of gravity cares, or the law of electricity cares who uses it. Gravity doesn't say, oh no, I don't care for you very much, or I don't like who you are, and so I'm not going to work for you, and you go flying out into outer space. It doesn't work like that. The law works alike for everyone. In his book, this thing called You, my favorite Ernest Holmes book, he put it like this, and this is as if Spirit is talking to humanity. This is Spirit. I have given you all. I have implanted freedom, individuality, and self-choice within you. Finally, through experience, you will learn the better, wiser way. You are set on the path of self-determination. Your fantastic will, seeking good for yourself that you would not willingly give to others, may lead you up many blind alleys. You may meet with disappointment and chagrin. But this is the promise. I have also placed within you a compass and a chart. There is a course you may pursue that leads to happiness, to wholeness, to peace of mind, and to joy. And isn't that what we all want? We want happiness, wholeness, peace of mind, joy. We want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That phrase, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, is even written in the Declaration of Independence of the United States. In other words, not only is this ideal of freedom a nice thing to have, oh yay, I've got freedom, it's the law of the land. It's the law of the land. And let's look at this. Think about this from the standpoint of people who come from countries that are not in North America. Imagine what that level of freedom, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness must seem like to them. For instance, in both the United States and in Canada, we are allowed to cast our vote to elect our leaders, to elect our government. Oh my God, think about that. From somebody from a third world country or from a dictatorship, the right, the freedom to choose our leaders must seem incredible to them. And to make it even more incredible, if we don't like what the leaders are doing, we have the freedom to vote them out of office in the next election. I mean, this is incredible. And of course, I'm not saying that the system is flawless, because of course we know that it has had its challenges. It is not flawless. But the truth of the matter is we have the power, we have the choice, and we have the freedom to make changes if we want. And the same thing is true in our lives. If we have created a system of leadership, in other words, a belief system that is no longer working for us, if we have this system of leadership that we don't like anymore, we can choose to vote it out by having a change of thought. a change of mind. We can elect new thoughts and new beliefs that serve us better. We have the freedom to choose our experiences by choosing our thoughts. That's great news, yes? Yes? Everybody give me a woohoo. Woohoo! Yes. That is the good news. We can choose our thoughts and change our experience. The less good news is that being free doesn't mean no cost. You know the saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? And in this case of what we're talking about here, the cost of freedom, true freedom, is self-responsibility. Being responsible for the things that we create in our lives. Ernest Holmes put it this way: every man must pay the price for that which he receives, and that price is paid in mental and spiritual coin. One of my all-time favorite quotes. You see, because we are free to choose our thoughts, and our thoughts create our experience, then we also need to understand that we are responsible for the things we create. And I know this is hard. I know this is hard, especially nowadays. No one wants to think that if they're having hard times, that they have somehow brought those hard times into their lives. And yet, to be truly free, we need to examine, we need to look at, we need to be honest about our actions and the choices that we make and the beliefs that have influenced and contributed to the circumstances of our lives. This is our basic teaching, that we have to examine, we have to, let me rephrase that, we get to look at the thoughts that may be creating the circumstances in our lives. I tell my students all the time, if you want to know what your consciousness is, if you want to know what your awareness is, look at your life. It is a mirror of what you believe and what you accept to be true. Now, you may be thinking, I get it. No, just a minute, we're coming out of a global pandemic, hopefully. The economy sucks. There's a great divide between people, family and friends and coworkers and members of spiritual communities. Divided, angry at one another. Are you saying that my thoughts created that? And the answer is no. I'm not saying that anyone caused or created this to happen, not consciously. However, I am saying that we collectively, because we're all connected, we collectively contributed to the atmosphere that brought this into our lives. In other words, COVID didn't start the divisiveness. It didn't bring anger with it. It didn't bring economic issues with it. It didn't bring climate issues with it. But if you think about it, all of that stuff, anger and divisiveness, and all that stuff is just roiling, and it's just this energy of lower-based thinking, and it created the soil. It created the atmosphere that gave COVID and all of its mess, it gave it room to come in. So no, we didn't create it consciously, but we did create it collectively. Now, I've heard people call this past 16 months the Great Pause or the slowdown. I've even heard people call it the awakening. And I understand that things still feel out of control in some ways, and that there are still divides between people. However, if we can choose to learn from it and take what it brought us to learn, what it is teaching us, and if we can contribute to the solution mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, contribute to the solution instead of the problem, what can happen is that can usher in the changes that we so desperately need, both individually and collectively. Robert Bennett wrote this: "Your life is the sum result of all the choices you make, both consciously and unconsciously. If you can control the process of choosing, you can take control of all aspects of your life. You can find the freedom that comes from being in charge of yourself." Because they're your thoughts, they're your beliefs, they're your actions, they are your reactions. You have the freedom to choose. So I want to close with a really sweet story. It's about a little boy who taught the people in his life about the freedom of choosing his reactions. I don't know if it's a true story, it's a sweet story. I suspect it's true. The mother writes, "Last week I took my children to a restaurant. My 6-year-old son asked if he could say grace. As we bowed our heads, he said, 'God is good, God is great. Thank you for the food, and I would even thank you more if Mom gets us ice cream for dessert and liberty and justice for all. Amen.'" Well, all around the restaurant, people are laughing. And then the mother writing it, I heard a woman remark, "That's what's wrong with this world. Kids today don't even know how to pray, asking God for ice cream. Well, I never." And hearing this, the little boy burst into tears and said, "Did I do it wrong? Is God mad at me?" And I held him and I assured him that he had done a terrific job and that God was certainly not mad at him. Just then, an elderly gentleman approached the table. He winked at my son and said, "I happen to know that God thought that was a great prayer." And then a theatrical whisper, the man added, indicating the woman whose remark they had overheard, "Too bad she never asked God for ice cream. A little ice cream is good for the soul sometimes." Well, needless to say, I bought my kids ice cream at the end of the meal. My son stared at his ice cream for a moment and then did something I will remember the rest of my life. He picked up his sundae and without a word walked over and placed it in front of the woman. With a big smile, he said, "Here, this is for you. Ice cream is good for the soul sometimes, and my soul is good already." I know, it's such a sweet story. So here's some questions to take you out in your celebrations this weekend or as the week is approaching. Ask yourself these. Am I free enough to ask God for ice cream, regardless of what other people think? Am I free enough to examine my own heart and see where my choices and my judgments may be limiting me? And am I free enough to make different choices? Am I free enough to see the truth? That as a thinking, choosing, intelligent expression of the universe, I am responsible for my life. And am I free enough to choose the thoughts and the actions that serve me better? If you can answer yes to those questions, then you truly are free. Because freedom is your birthright. I love you. Hold on, we're almost together again, and so it is. So, Elevation has been singing this song for a little while because it's just fun and we love it. And when I knew what I was going to make my talk about today, I said, I want this song as part of the service. You're going to love it. Get up and dance because you know you want to. So please welcome Elevation once again.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. La 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 la. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Who cares what they see? Who cares what they know? Your first name is free, last name is dumb. 'Cause you choose to believe in where you're from. Man's red flower is in every living thing. Mind use your power, spirit use your wings. Freedom, 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 freedom. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Cheetahs need to eat, run antelope. Your first name is King, last name is Dove. 'Cause you still believe in where you're from. When a baby first breathes, when the night sees sunrise, when the whale hunts the sea, and we all recognize us as freedom, 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 freedom. We are from heat, the electric wonder. There's a shot yet to see. You left us the sun, atoms in the air, organisms in the sea, the sun and yes man, we're all from the same thing. Freedom, 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 freedom.
Woohoo! Freedom. Great job, Elevation. Give it up. Steph Chapman, Luis Tovar, Lisa Jacobs, and this one.
Yes.
Your name is Feet Amy Bishop. Oh, great. Oh, wonderful. So this is the time when I get to tell you how you can support the center, always by showing up, comments, all that other kind of stuff. We love it. But also with your financial support, because we are obviously a not-for-profit organization, and these days, really not-for-profit. So if you are so inclined, you can send an e-transfer. If you're in Canada, you can go to our PayPal and send a donation. That way, we are looking into a text to give thing, so stay tuned for that. It's coming. You can call the office and talk to the lovely Kat and let her know if you want to do it on your debit card or your credit card. You can sign up for Conscious Commitment, where it just automatically comes out, or you can send a check. We get checks. We love checks, by all means. And thank you. Thank you for all of you who are taking the extra step, because I know it's a slightly extra step to have to do that as opposed to just physically being here dropping something in a basket. So thank you for that. We're so grateful. And so we're going to say our conscious giving affirmation together. Say this with your heart. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is. So I want to sing, I Thank Freedom. Okay? Do you need to pick that up? All right. I Thank Freedom. Here we go.
2, 3.
I thank freedom for everything. I thank freedom for everything. I thank freedom for everything. I thank freedom for everything.
I like it. I want to keep it.
I thank freedom for everything. 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 I thank freedom for everything.
Woo! That felt good. I like that one. Okay, so we're going to do our closing here. So if you're new to us, what we do is we rub our hands together and we get all that good juju going. Yeah. Okay, all that good energy, all of that love. Put some love in there. Love, 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 love. Put whatever you want in there. Love, 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 love. And we're going to send it out into the world to whoever needs it. So on the count of 3, we're just going to whoosh it on out of here. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Have a great week. Have a great day. Love you, miss you. Bye.
People get ready, there's a train coming. Don't need no baggage, you just climb on board. All you need is faith, you'll hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord, yeah. People get ready for this train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast, yeah. Faith is the key, open the doors and more them, for there's room for all among us who've loved and lost. And I'm free falling. Yes, I'm free falling. They She's a good girl. She's crazy about Elvis. Loves horses and her boyfriend too. And I'm free, free falling. Yes, I'm free, free falling. People get ready. There's a train coming. Don't need no baggage. You just climb on board. All you need is faith. You'll hear the diesel humming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Yeah. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord.
Still want us to point. Still want us to point.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they do?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. We forgot the point.
Yeah.